Good morning and welcome to the Real Prosperity Project. My name is Tanisha Tearing, and this is.
Charlene Reedman. Hello, hello, everybody. I feel like it's been a hot minute, but we're back. We're back.
I feel like for the last 6 months we've been saying that we get back on track, and then we're
Yeah.
like, oh, life happened.
Ooh.
We're
Yeah.
back. Yeah, it's actually been great. So, the Real Prosperity Project is a podcast about prosperity in all areas of life. It encompasses more than just financial success. It includes emotional, physical, social, and spiritual well-being. And we are excited to share our journey, moments of triumph, challenges, and lessons learned, so that we can help all of our listeners cultivate attitudes and beliefs that foster abundance and growth in our daily life, and so that you can help others do the same. So that's what we're here for. That's what we want to talk about. And Charlene and I have some great ideas coming up, some really tangible shifts in our business.
Yes, I'm excited, Tanisha. But yeah, it has been a bit of time, and you know what? It is real. We're real life people. We have things that go on, and sometimes we just need to focus at that moment on that moment. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Things come up all the time for people, health, family, life, just things. And it's okay to shift your focus.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I agree. So how's everybody out there been doing? Like, gosh, we're already halfway through summer,
I don't even know how because we haven't had summer here. I had to
right?
go to Vegas to get summer.
Yeah, you did. Well, we had a hot day here yesterday, but now we're back to our chilliness. So, woohoo.
Yeah, that's awesome. Actually, speaking of Vegas, I have a little something to share with our listeners. It's pretty
Ooh.
exciting. Many of you don't know much about my partner, but we have been together for 10 years, and his name is Garrett Spencer. And about 4 days before we flew to Vegas, he called me from camp and he said, "You want to get married in Vegas?" And I said, "Oh my God, well, yeah, obviously."
Yeah.
And so excitement, excitement. I didn't have a ring. We had zero plan. I went online and quickly applied for a Nevada marriage license and applied for a time slot at the Little Neon Chapel so we could be married by Elvis.
Nice.
So my partner and I got married on July 9th at 8 o'clock p.m. And we found this gorgeous ring. You can see
Oh,
it here in
that's
the video.
really pretty.
It is a one-of-a-kind silver piece that a Native American had done up, and we found it on the strip. We didn't blow the bank on it, which was incredible because, I mean, let's face it, finances are tight for everyone. So being able to save money on a wedding and a ring and still show our commitment and love for each other was just absolutely perfect. I'll actually give him a little shout out because he is an amazing soul with a very amazing story. His name is Lucas Marcus. Luke, look him up on Facebook. He's just absolutely incredible, and so is his works of art. So yeah, that's the story. And if you want to see pictures of our beautiful wedding, our spur of the moment wedding, it's all over my social media. So just go to my page and you will see it.
That's so exciting. And congratulations to you guys. That's really awesome. And yeah, I think
Thank
that's just
you.
the best way. It's kind of like you guys eloped.
It was eloping for sure. And I just found it so our style. It was spontaneous. It was fun. It was lighthearted. We laughed. We danced. We sang Viva Las Vegas with Elvis. It was perfect.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I bet you know what? And just think of like people they put so much effort and time into building a wedding and then they get stressed and then sometimes, maybe it's not so much fun, right? Because you're so stressed. I think back to when I got married and I was like the ultimate bride gazilla or what do you call that? You know what I mean?
Bridezilla.
Bridezilla,
Yeah.
yeah, I was totally one of them way back in the day. So just the stress
Well,
coming.
yeah. I wanted to avoid that, we just planned my son's graduation party and he was graduating and I had invited about 60 people over to my house for after the graduation ceremony. But the thing is everybody was traveling from out of town. So about 2 weeks prior, I had planned this beautiful party and dinner and whatever. But I realized I'm like, oh my gosh, I have people camping in the backyard. I have people just down the street. I'm like, now I have to remember that, they're going to need breakfast. They're going to need lunch. They're going to want to hang out over here. They're not going to want to be going out because it's all about connection. And I started to stress, and it was so stressful to plan breakfasts and lunch and dinner and party and make sure the house is staying clean. And then people dropped off their kids. And oh, then I was the parent of like 6 kids. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Right?
It was so overwhelming. It went off perfectly. It went off without a hitch. I had so much help. All of the other mums and aunts and, everybody pitched in, and it went seamlessly. It went perfectly. It was beautiful, but it was the stress leading up to it because you
Yeah.
want it to be perfect,
Right.
And I was like, as soon as Garrett said, let's elope, I was like, oh, thank God I don't have to plan another party.
Right. Not that, we can't have an impromptu and party here, soonish.
Oh yeah, yeah. We
No.
we might have to have a little
Yeah.
impromptu barbecue, maybe up in Dawson.
Yes, I'd love that.
Then Shar gets to do the party planning, and that makes
Exactly.
me feel
Yeah.
better. I know it will be burgers on the menu.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, speaking of burgers, has anybody been following on social media, like going to Costco to buy a steak or even just your local grocery store? Like, what the heck is going on? Yeah.
There was a pack of 4 steaks. They were just like the regular, like, sirloin steaks,
Yeah, sirloin steak
nothing
and
too
whatever.
special. Yeah,
Yeah.
sirloin tip or whatever. It was a package of 4 steaks, and it was $76
Wow.
for 4 steaks. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I want to give a shout out to a little community we're about 40 minutes from called Spirit River, Alberta, and they have an IGA. So IGA is a big, really big in Alberta. I
Hmm.
don't think they're quite a big presence in BC, but
I was a
Mike,
manager at an IGA
yeah,
for 4 years.
I love IGA. And Mike brought home 2 steaks from there. And man, they were like the best steaks I've had in forever. And they didn't break
Yeah,
the bank. Almost, but not
that's
quite.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, they were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our local grocery store here is actually really good. It's TGP, the grocery people, and the people that own it are really like wholesome community members. And I also love their steaks. I get some cross rib simmering steaks. I can get 4 for my family for $25,
That's decent.
and
Who's
it's decent.
said no one? But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and they're
Now, I'm
it's
not saying come to McBride and clear out my grocery store, please.
no,
I need to eat too.
but I mean it's just so sad when we say, well, $25 is decent. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, fill up your gas tank at, a buck 39. Oh, that was on sale. Oh my gosh. I can't even believe we're even talking like that. It's still highway
Right?
robbery. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, my husband, I can say he's my husband now.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So my husband and I were actually just talking while we were traveling and sitting in airports and whatnot that, we really need to find a way to reduce the cost of groceries in our household because with driving to the city, Prince George, and getting groceries from Costco and, doing the stock up, we were spending about $1,400 to $1,500 a month on groceries for our 4-person family. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, we're clearly living beyond our means right now, and we need to tighten this up. Instead of being like spontaneous and, oh, tonight we're going to have poutine and this, like I need to start meal planning and meal prepping. And I'm only 1 week in, but I can tell you that our grocery budget went from a ridiculous amount to this meal plan and meal prep for the week. We only spent $202.
Was that for a
So if
week?
we stay on that track, we're going to cut our grocery bill in half.
Wow, that's amazing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So really, for anybody that's listening, if you're a spur of the moment shopper to buy what you need, um, I highly recommend putting a plan in place and making sure that you're buying the ingredients for that plan because it really does reduce the cost.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Food tips savings by Tanisha. You should TikTok that.
Don't ask me how my canning is going because it's not.
Yeah, I know, right?
I've been telling Charlene for like a week that I need to can my garlic scapes and pickle them, and they're still sitting in the fridge. And I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna get to these bad boys. I might just have to blend them up and put them in little cubes in the freezer for later and not pickle. But we'll see. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try one more time tonight.
Okay, well, I know you're busy tonight, so I'm not sure how that's going to go.
Well,
Yeah.
after they leave, I can if we'll see if energy permits.
Is anybody out there starting to garden? Like maybe it was a thing that you grew up with. I did. My parents always had a huge garden, but I was never a really big, I'm not a big gardener. But my gosh, we have 48 potato plants
Oh,
and 3, 6, 9, 12, 18 tomato plants. There's some beets. We grew carrots, but those are specifically for Freddie. Freddie's our pug. So 3 rows of carrots for Freddie. But yeah, I'm really excited for the potatoes because you can can them, right? So yeah, I'm excited to try that. I don't know if anybody's ever had canned potatoes before, but they're
I
actually
have
quite
not.
good. Yeah, they're very good. Yep. Believe it or not.
Well,
This is
looks
something
like
that,
Charlene is going to be sharing her recipe with me because I have two full garden beds of potatoes as well.
yeah, something we used to buy when we went camping all the time. We just buy canned potatoes. And
Mm.
yeah, they're quite tasty. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit off topic. Tanisha, do you have something to share with us?
Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, we like to talk, so we can go 50 different
There's so much
directions,
to
but
catch
you're
up
right.
on.
I did want to share this story with our listeners. This is not my story. I actually shared this on my social media. Uh, this is just literally a post I shared, but it was really incredible and it really it hit my feels and I wanted to share it with you guys. So this is Charlene's first time hearing it too. So we're going to get her real reactions. And yes, so here we go. My boys think we're camping, but they don't know we're homeless. Are still asleep right now. All three of them are piled together under a thin blue blanket, like it's the coziest thing in the world. I watch their chest rise and fall and pretend for just a second that this is a vacation. We pitched the tent behind a rest stop just past the county line. Technically not allowed, but it's quiet, and the security guy gave me a look yesterday that said he wasn't going to kick us out. Not yet. I told the boys we were going camping. Just us guys. I said like it was an adventure. Like I haven't sorry, like I hadn't sold my wedding ring 3 days earlier just to afford gas and peanut butter. The thing is, they're too little to know the difference. They think sleeping on air mattresses and eating cereal from paper cups is fun. They think I'm brave, like I've got some kind of plan. But truth is, I've been calling every shelter from here to Roseville, and no one has a spot for four. The last place said maybe Tuesday. Maybe. Their mom left 6 weeks ago. She said she was going to her sister's. Left a note and half a bottle of Advil on the counter. I haven't heard from her since. I've been holding it together, barely, washing up at gas stations, making up stories, keeping bedtime routines, tucking them in like everything's okay. But last night, my middle one, Micah, mumbled something in his sleep. He said, Daddy, I like this better than the motel. And that just broke me because he was right. And because I know tonight might be the last night I can pull this off. Right after they wake up, I've got to tell them something, something I've been dreading. And just as I started to unzip the tent, Micah stirred. Daddy, he whispered, rubbing his eyes. Can we go see the ducks again? He meant the ones at the pond near the rest stop. We'd gone the night before, and he'd laughed harder than I'd heard in weeks. I forced a smile. Yeah, buddy, as soon as your brothers wake up. By the time we packed up our few things and brushed teeth at the sink behind the building, the sun was already baking the grass. My youngest boy, Toby, held my hand and hummed quietly, while my oldest, Caleb, kicked rocks and asked if we'd go hiking today. I was just about to tell them that we couldn't stay another night when I saw her, a woman, maybe late 60s, walking towards us with a paper bag in one hand and a giant thermos in the other. She wore a worn out flannel shirt and had a long braid down her back. I figured she was going to ask if we were okay, or worse, tell us to move on. Instead, she smiled and held out the bag. Morning, she said. You boys want some breakfast? The blo- yeah, the boys lit up before I could answer. Inside the bag were warm biscuits and boiled eggs, and a thermos held hot cocoa, not coffee, cocoa for them. I'm Jean, she said, sitting down on the curb with us. I seen you out here a couple nights now. I nodded, unsure what to say. I didn't want pity, but her face didn't show pity, just kindness. Used to be in a tough spot myself, she added, like she could read my thoughts. Wasn't camping, though. Slept in a church van for 2 months with my daughter back in '99. I blinked. Really? Yep. People passed us by like we were invisible. Figured I wouldn't do the same. I didn't know what came over me, but I told her the truth about the motel, about their mom, about the shelter saying maybe. She just listened and nodded slowly. Then she said something I didn't expect. Come with me, I know a place. I hesitated. Is it a shelter? Nope, she said, it's better. We followed her old sedan down a long gravel road, my hands gripping the wheel, heart pounding. I kept looking back at the boys who were laughing and smiling, and something Toby said, completely unaware we were chasing a miracle. We pulled up to what looked like a farm, fenced in, big red barn, a small white house, and a couple goats in the yard. A sign on the gate read, The Second Wind Project. Jean explained on the porch. It was a community run by volunteers, offering short term stays to families in crisis. No government red tape, no 10-page forms, just people helping people. You'll get a roof, you'll have some food, and time to get on your feet, she said. I swallowed hard. What's the catch? She said, No catch. Just gotta help out a bit. Feed the animals, clean up, maybe build something if you can. That night we slept in a real bed, all four of us in one room, but with walls and a light and a fan that hummed softly and steady. I tucked the boys in and sat on the floor and cried like a child. The next week I chopped firewood, fixed a fence, and learned how to milk a goat. The boys made friends with another family staying there, a single mom with twin girls. They chased chickens, picked wild berries, and learned to say thank you with every meal. One night I sat with Jean on the porch. How did you find this place? I asked. She smiled. I didn't. I built it. Started small. I was a nurse. I had a little land left to me by my grandma. Decided I wanted to be someone's signpost instead of just their memory. Her words stuck with me. 2 weeks turned into a month. By then, I'd saved up a little from doing odd jobs around town. A mechanic shop let me shadow their guys, and one day the owner, a wiry man named Frank, handed me a paycheck and said, Come back on Monday if you want more. We stayed at the farm for 6 more weeks. By then, I had a steady part time job and enough to rent a tiny duplex on the edge of town. The rent was cheap because the floor was slanted and the pipes groaned at night, but it was ours. We moved in the day before school started. The boys never asked why we left the motel, why we stayed in a tent. They just kept calling it the adventure. To this day, Micah tells people who lived on the farm and helped build fences with goats watching, but something happened 3 months after we moved. One Sunday morning, I found an envelope tucked under the doormat. No name, just a thank you on the front. Inside was a picture of an old one of Jean, young and holding a baby on her hip, standing in front of the same barn. Behind it, a note in blocky handwriting. What you gave my mom, she gave to you. Please pay it forward when you can. I asked, but no one knew who left it. Jean didn't answer her phone anymore. When I drove back to the farm, it was empty. A handwritten sign hung on the gate. Resting now. Help someone else. So that's what I did. I started picking up groceries for an older lady down the street. I fixed my neighbor's leaky sink. I gave my old tent to a man who had lost his job and didn't know where to go. One night, a guy knocked on our door. Looked scared. He had two little kids clinging to him. Said someone at the food pantry told him I might know a place. I didn't hesitate. I made cocoa. I let them sleep in our living room for the night. That was the start of something new. I talked to the mechanic's shop, and Frank agreed to give him or take him on in the same way he did for me. I called a few friends, got him furniture, clothes, and shoes for the kids, and slowly our home became someone else's second wind. I used to think rock bottom was the end. Now I know for some people it's the start. We were never just camping, but somehow in losing everything, found more than I could have imagined. And every time I tuck my boys in now, I still hear Micah's words. Daddy, I like this better. So do I, buddy. So do I. Sometimes the lowest place you land is exactly where you're meant to grow. If this story moved you even a little, please share it with someone who needs hope. You never know who's camping tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite emotional when I read that this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's just
Yeah.
it. Nobody knows what somebody's going through.
Yeah.
And my gosh, there's so many sad things going on right now.
Yeah. There's a lot of people just camping with their kids right now
Yeah.
because of the costs of everything and because our governments just don't see it.
Yeah, I've seen on social media like the food banks, like you have to register now to go to the food banks.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think they're now. I don't know if these food banks are federally run. I don't know if they federal. I don't think federal people do that. But yeah, it's just like yeah, there's over 2 million Canadians going to a food bank for God's sakes. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like what's going on? Yeah. So
Yeah.
what I take away from this is yeah, there's a lot of serious issues out there. You know, there's a lot of people that have addictions. Um, some people are scary, but take that prejudgment away, you know, and I get at the same time, I mean, sometimes you just can't because I mean, like some people are just bad, but not everybody's bad, and we don't know their story. We don't know why they're there, right? And
Yeah.
I always believe like always leave somebody better off than when you found them.
Mhm.
And that could be as simple as, hey, how are you doing? A smile, or, you know, that pay it forward, you know, you bought somebody a coffee, you know, just little simple things can make somebody's day 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there's so much chaos going on out there. It'd be really cool to insert here an act of kindness.
An act of kindness. And that is exactly it. I know that the acts of kindness that I have done, and I'm not going to explain them on here because that would feel like gloating to me. And I don't want to gloat and I don't want anybody to be like,
Accolades.
oh, she did that.
Yeah.
I just want to say that it made me feel so incredible. It warmed my heart to see their smile, and to just feel their gratitude. And it's been in the simplest and it's been in complicated situations. It's been in both. And you nailed it on the head right there, Charlene, is it's just a simple act of kindness.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a good there's kind of a little challenge when we were doing this challenge with business, but I want to switch the challenge to um, everyday life. Why don't we put a challenge out there, a 30-day act of kindness? Like you have to do something every day for 30 days to make
For someone else.
for someone else. Huh? Wouldn't
I
that be fun?
like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So, and maybe it's just a message to somebody that you haven't even talked to for a long time, and maybe just send them a message and just like, hey, you know what? Hey, just thinking of you. Hope you're doing well, and say something nice about them. Or
Hmm.
maybe if you're downtown and you see somebody struggling to put their groceries away, like freaking go help them put their groceries in their car.
Yeah.
There's so many things that people can do because so often we think that we need money. It has to be monetized. Well, maybe we don't, a lot of people are tight right now and they're like, well, I can't donate and blah, blah, blah. Well, but there's other ways to show your act of kindness.
There is. You can use a skill, you can give time, energy, these things that you can do to make someone else's life better, and you can
Yeah.
impact their life in a great way.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so actually up here in the north, we're starting well, it started by one lady reaching out on Facebook and, hey, I'm looking for a way to help donate to the animals around.
Oh, that's awesome.
So now her one post, I think we have 8 of us on the meeting now that we're gonna, start to put all our heads together, brainstorming on how we can, you know, as a community help animals in need. I mean, Kaylee does a lot of that already, but it's like it never ends. These,
Mhm.
animals get adopted and then 10 times more come in,
Yeah.
right? Um, yeah. So, anyways, that's my challenge for everybody. Do a 30-day act of
Act of
kindness.
kindness blitz.
Blitz. Yes. Yeah.
Act of
I love it.
kindness blitz. I love that. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so, and you know what? I want to hear from you guys. Reach out on social media, comment on the video, comment on the podcast somewhere. Let us know how your act of kindness goes. Even if you don't have the means to do a 30-day blitz and you just do one a week, you know,
Yeah.
because that's all you have the capacity for. Let us know what that is, what happened, how it went, how you felt afterwards. We'd love to hear from you.
And it's
And it's
really
really
a good way
a
to bring
good
your
way to bring
vibration up,
your hmm
right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear everybody else. You know what? And the more people that share their
Their
ideas,
ideas.
we can spread that around for other people to utilize.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you should have seen the look. This, I have to be really proud of my husband here for a minute. We were down in Vegas and it was our last night in Vegas, and he, let me tell you, beer on the strip is expensive. So my
Mm-hmm.
husband had bought a case at a liquor store so that he could have a beer in a cup and, not have to pay extreme amounts of money.
$20,000. Yeah.
It was crazy. But he had six left over out of his case, and so he put them all into a bag and we walked down the strip for our final strip night. And he was trying to hand out beers,
Yeah.
just to give them away because we can't take them with us.
Yeah.
And he's not going to drink all six. He just wanted one for this strip, right?
Yeah.
And I am telling you, not only one person accepted the beer. The rest of them all thought he was trying to sell them something. And he's like, no, I'm legitimately trying to give you a beer. Like, I
Yeah.
can't take them with me. Flying out. I'm just trying to be kind. And nobody would take them except for this one. Uh, he's a veteran, and they were playing music and singing, and they were trying to earn some money. And I had actually seen him 2 years ago when I went to Vegas, and he
No way.
sang beautifully. He had this raspy, jazzy voice, and he was a dark-skinned man, and older gentleman, probably in his 60s, just a beautiful soul, though you could feel his energy. And I'm like, babe, you have to give that guy a beer. That guy is the one. I seen him 2 years ago. He's a beautiful soul. And he walked over, and man, the smile on this man's face because Garrett was offering him a beer. It was just so sweet. And then so we walked the whole strip. Again, like I said, nobody would take a beer. We found one more person. But then on the way back, Garrett gave him the rest of the beer. And he was just like, "Didn't you give me a beer earlier?" And
He's like,
Garrett's like,
that's
"Yeah,
hot.
but we can't leave. We can't take it with us. So I'm giving you the rest because nobody else would accept them." He's like, "Oh, thank you so much." And yeah, he was just so grateful, and it was beautiful. But it was, yeah, people think it's weird to accept kindness.
Yeah.
So tell us about your
Oh, yeah.
challenges trying to give out
Oh,
kindness too.
before we end this, I want to tell you guys this story that happened to me a while ago, a couple years ago. So when I was going into Tim Hortons in our town, and when you pull in, there's PV Mart, and then there's some dumpsters, and there's a gas station right here. But the line goes like beside those dumpsters. And there was a lady outside of her vehicle parked in front of the dumpster. So I scooted ahead of her. She was outside her vehicle. Then, like she obviously wasn't in the lineup that I could tell. Anyways, obviously she was in the lineup apparently because she said some choice words to me as I pulled by. And anyways, I'm like, oh shoot. I'm like, and at first, you get that first reaction of, well, why were you standing outside your vehicle and you weren't didn't look like you're in the lineup? Like you get that kind of like um anger thing going on. And then I went through the drive through and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna so I told the people like I'll just buy whatever she ordered and I paid for it. And I'm like, because I felt bad like afterwards. So and then I probably thought, well, maybe she was just having a bad day with kids or whatever. And yeah.
Mm.
So hopefully that gave her the ability to forgive me for scooting in front of her. Right?
You know what? That's awesome. I love that because you made a choice out of it, and instead of being resentful and mean back, you were
Yeah.
like, "You know what? I'm really sorry. Here's my act of kindness to make your day a little bit better. I didn't realize." And that is incredible. I love that, Shar.
Sorry, I'm just muting myself because my dogs.
Oh, I didn't even hear the dogs. So you're good.
I don't know if somebody might be here. But yeah, I love it. Thanks for reconnecting, so we get back on track as best as we can. Again, lifetime sometimes takes a turn here and there, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited to start our blitz, a 30-day kindness blitz, and yeah, share, and reach out to us. We love to hear from other people, and if you want to, join us on our podcast, you got some experiences that you want to share, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We could have guests from our listeners. I love it. Oh, the baby
Yeah,
kitty.
baby's on. No.
All right. Well, yeah, have a blessed day to all our listeners. Thank you for listening. And we love you all, and we will be back as frequently as we can be.
Awesome. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.